Hi, I am Drew Brown. Welcome to TIFScene. I am sitting with the design duo of BLAK I, Elder and Diego. Welcome
Thanks for having us.
on this lovely Saturday afternoon. Can you tell us a little bit about what inspired you guys to get into fashion?
Sure. And we always have this problem. We don't know who should start.
Just jump right in. It's more of a, we have no rules here at TIFScene, so feel free.
I'll speak for myself. I went to a high school in Toronto, Earl Haig, and it has an arts-based program as well. So I was part of the arts program, and we had a student-run, student-designed fashion show, and that's kind of how I got my start. My grandma taught me kind of the basics, the sewing, the pattern drafting, and I started really liking it. So in my final year of high school, I applied to a couple of the design schools, and I got into the International Academy of Design, and that's actually where we met.
For myself, I actually went to McMaster University for commerce. And originally I was going to be an accountant, but during my second year at McMaster, I realized that accountant wasn't really what I wanted to do. I've always had a passion for fashion, but I wasn't sure what area I was going to focus on. And then once I graduated, I actually enrolled in fashion school. And like you said, that's where I met Diego.
Who is the BLAK I woman?
Sure. She's a cool downtown girl. She has a very strong self-awareness. She knows what she, how she likes to look, how she likes to present herself, and she doesn't really care what other people think of herself because she's confident in her own look.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's like he said, it's a little bit harder to find in women, but when you see a guy be like, oh, that guy's just so cool, he doesn't care. Well, why can't women have the same feeling and attitude towards him? And that was our whole inspiration for the whole brand, is a girl who she doesn't have any worries, she doesn't care, she's confident from inner confidence. She doesn't feel the pressure, the daily pressure that society puts so much on women, whether it be through fashion, whether it be through beauty, all those things. It just phases her.
What was the inspiration behind your recent collection?
The inspiration behind fall 2013 was actually samurai warriors and bringing that culture and the Japanese culture, but doing it in a way that's not too in your face. So there's certain elements and certain details within the collection, and if you style a piece a certain way, you can see the influence a little bit more. But we wanted to have something that had that low-lying theme, but wasn't too in your face. Yeah. So, whether it be from the fabrications or the small detailing within the apparel, just wanted to introduce that kind of, again, it was coming from the idea of, the samurai warriors are very strong and very, confident, and, in a way it speaks to our women. We've seen people do samurai-inspired collections, and we, kind of did our research, and, we didn't want it in any way, shape, or form to kind of feel costumey, so,
absolutely.
We have certain things like wide leg trousers, which, you don't think of it, but looking at the samurai culture and what they actually wear, they wear, really, really wide leg pants. So it's about how to do that, but in a way that's attainable and approachable to women on an everyday level.
I need you guys to fill in the blank here. So to unwind after a collection, you like to
do nothing.
Most people are saying that they like to have a drink after. They're like,
after, before, during.
Okay. Yeah. So now we're gonna have a little fun. What?
More than this?
Oh yes. Well, we're adding to it. We're adding to the fun.
Layers of fun.
If you guys can pick a theme song for yourselves.
For ourselves together, or ourselves individually.
It could be individually or together.
Individually.
I think so. Different personalities.
Yeah. Exactly. So, what would it be, and why that song?
It's a tough question.
Hey, that's how we roll.
I'm sure he has the answer already.
What do you think think needs to happen in order for Toronto to become a strong fashion contender?
I could tell you, but there's gonna be a lot of
You have to
angry
kill
people.
me?
No, I just offend a lot of people. I think what it comes down to is the big players need to help the little guys. And we have a lot of big players in the city who could support smaller local designers, and they really don't. And that's unfortunate, sad. Any other industry, you think of, let's look at an athlete. If there's a prospect or a rookie, scouts are throwing themselves at them. If there's a band or a singer that has potential, you have record labels, everybody, or even other singles. I'm not going to hear talk about Justin Bieber, but whatever. Like Usher helped them out, found them, whatever. You don't get that here. You don't get the support from the big guys who'd be like, look, that guy has potential. He could succeed. Let me give him a helping hand. I know there's a lot of competitions and a lot of things out there, but I find that there needs to be more awareness for smaller local designer. There isn't the funding behind it for people to do it. For us to do what we do, we need to have full-time jobs, or else BLAK I ain't happening. Some other people are a little bit more fortunate, whether it be through family or just had the opportunity. But there's a lot of local young talent that unfortunately will be washed away because there's no help and no support.
Yeah. But what do you think every woman should have in their closet? Like what kind of staple piece?
A BLAK I staple piece.
and what would that be? Like, is it a dress? Is it a...
I think it's hard to define because every woman is an individual in themselves. And to say they should all have this dress, it would not be right in those terms. So I think it depends on what kind of woman it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a bit of a mix, but I think it's that piece that really makes them feel the best about themselves, whether it be, a sexy black dress or a boyfriend shirt or, a great pair of pants or, just like a really simple, easy top that, they can put on and they just know 110% that they look their best, they feel their best, and they're putting 110% forward when they leave the house.